Hello and welcome back to Embodied Astrology. This is a weekly series where I share practical teachings and intuitive messages about the astrology of the week ahead so that you can work with these energies to embody your most authentic self and live your best life. I'm happy to report that there isn't a ton going on astrologically this week, at least in comparison to some of the transits that we've been experiencing over the last month and change, between Mercury retrograding through Pisces, which is still happening, but we're starting to slowly come out on the other side of that, from eclipse season, having this new energy from the solar eclipse in Aquarius that happened in the middle of February, from this really kind of intense and vulnerable, not sure if that landed for you guys, but definitely for me, lunar eclipse in Virgo that happened last Tuesday. We have been moving through a lot. We've been reviewing a lot. We've been purging and looking at a lot. We've been releasing and letting go of a lot. So I am happy to report that I think the astrology of this week is a bit more supportive to kind of like integrating the messages and the work that we've been doing, and also just kind of like getting our groove back. So I have 3 distinct messages to share with you for the week ahead, as well as one practice that you can implement to really embody this energy. So the key message that I was getting around this week is that this is the time to really pick up the pieces and reflect. As I mentioned, we've been moving through a lot of really intense energies from our Mercury retrograde through Pisces and the 2 eclipses that we experienced. We are coming out of the Mercury retrograde that lifts next Friday, and we're also really starting to close out the eclipse window. So this is a week where there isn't a ton of significant transits going on astrologically, in my opinion. So we are getting that breathing room to really reflect on the things that we've learned and start to put plans into place in terms of how we want to implement some of these findings. So if you've realized that there's been communication breakdowns in your relationships, or there's been some fear or hurt or shame around some dynamic in your life, now is the time to really start to put a plan in place that is going to allow you to move through that and get to the next level. This is a week where we are being encouraged to find ease. And the reason why we're picking up on this energy is that Jupiter is stationing direct in Cancer. Whatever part of your chart contains Cancer is getting this really beautiful opportunity to learn how to receive. It feels like a time where we're being asked to invite in a bit more ease, some healing, some connection. Jupiter is the planet of growth and expansion and luck and abundance. And in the sign of Cancer, it's all about how do we amplify our connections? How do we care for each other? And how do we care for ourselves? And so I would say that this signature can be quite social if you're like, oh, I want to just hang out with my friends and be in a little cuddle puddle. Or if you've been reflecting on a lot of things that have been challenging over the retrograde and over eclipse season, this could also be a really beautiful signature of healing and kind of this shift in the energy where you may have been moving through a lot of really tough energy, but now is a time where you're ready to move forward and you're ready to receive some of this healing and divine guidance that is coming your way in this part of your chart. I also sense that this week we are getting a surge of creative energy between Venus enjoying this little sextile with Pluto, which is all about how can we connect and create art and harmony and belonging in a way that feels really transformative or different or new, between Mars, which is going to be transiting the North Node and having a little moment with Mercury, which is still in retrograde, but perhaps picking up some important messages. I do get the sense that we are tapping into this new energy that is particularly creative or bringing out our sense of vitality. This feels like a very expansive kind of energy, and we are moving into Aries season next week, and we're going to start to feel a really big surge in the part of our chart that contains Aries. We're going to start to feel a big surge in our desire to be bold, to put ourselves out there, to take action, to jump and move forward on things. And so we're starting to tap into this energy with Venus having moved into Aries last week, and kind of these interesting signatures that are happening between Venus and Mars this week. This is about creativity, about connection, about taking action in our vitality. And because the dust is starting to settle from some of these tougher transits that we've been experiencing, retrograde and eclipse season, namely, I think this is a good time to, for lack of a better term, kind of like get our groove back, which I'm here for it. I'm ready to get my groove back. And so my practice for you this week, in the spirit of all of us getting our groove back, is to do something that allows you to connect with your vitality. And for some of you, this might be physical activity. Like, for example, if you guys know me, you know I love strength training. I love throwing heavy weight around. And surprisingly enough, I even love going for a long run and really pushing my body and feeling my heart rate accelerate and just kind of shaking off any sort of stagnant energy. Again, we've been moving through so much. And so I think there is a lot of benefit to moving our physical bodies to sort of dislodge any stuck energy that we're still carrying with us through all of the tough transits that we've been in. Maybe it's by connecting with your artistry or your creativity. It's a great week to take pictures, to paint, to write, to go out in nature and just connect with this creative kind of springtime energy. We are so close to moving into the spring season. And so my suggestion for you is to start to kind of invite in some of this springtime energy and get excited about the turn of the season that we are about to experience at the end of next week. And that's it for this week. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe. I post new videos every Monday. If you're curious about where some of this energy is landing in your personal chart, we talked a little bit about Cancer this week. We talked a little bit about Aries this week. Go ahead and drop a comment with your rising sign and I will pop by and give you some clues about what you might be able to expect in certain areas of your life. And lastly, if you feel that you are really at a crossroads in terms of your professional life, your purpose, trying to figure out where you're going next, I highly recommend booking a True You astrology reading with me. This is a very special 60-minute experience where we unpack the wisdom of your birth chart. We're going to connect with your true self and discover your unique potential through the lens of your birth chart. And it is such a fun, amazing experience that provides a lot of clarity and comfort and validation. If that interests you, go ahead and book a time. My calendar is linked below. I hope you have a great week. Enjoy this relatively chill astrological week, and I will see you back here next week. There's a lot to discuss. We have a new moon in Pisces, and we have Aries season, aka the spring equinox and the start of the astrological year. It's going to be awesome, so I can't wait to see you back here next week. Bye for now.